less than a week away from NFL free agency,
It's
and
coming.
now that the decisions were made on franchise tags, it's become clear who is available in free agency. And at wide receiver, Alec Pierce remains there. He did not get tagged by the Indianapolis Colts. Should he be the Commanders' top target to fit in as a wide receiver 2 alongside Terry McLaurin?
As opposed to other guys, right?
Yeah, I said, should he be the top target?
I like the idea, maybe. I don't know.
I think he should be the top target.
You do?
Yeah. I think he's a home run threat. I know the metrics say some different things that he can't get open, but
I mean,
he catches the ball for deep plays and he scores touchdowns.
He literally was in the same category as Jahan Dotson.
That was in the TTPR.
Yeah.
Total targets per reception.
That does scare
Targets
you.
per route run.
But look,
there you go.
If he's going to be your number 2, I think you can overlook that a little bit. And you can find ways to get him open. Offensive coordinators can find ways to get guys open.
So here are his numbers. And if you want to chime in, 1-800-636-1067. Should Alec Pierce be the Commanders' top target to be wide receiver 2 this season? Pierce in 2025 crossed 1,000 yards for the first time.
Yep.
47 catches. He did lead the NFL in yards per reception, 21.3 yards per catch.
Year before that, it was 22.3.
Right. And in that season, he had 37 catches for 824 yards. So he is not a high-volume reception guy.
Right.
I mean, 37 receptions the year before, that's 2 catches a game, basically.
It's not a ton.
I mean, it's kind of like De'Ami Brown
And he also was in an offense that featured a lot of Jonathan Taylor rushing the ball.
Yeah.
So that's going to take away from his
I mean,
opportunities.
who was throwing to him 2 years ago?
And this past season, at 47 catches, that's basically 2.5 catches per game.
Mm-hmm.
So again, not a high volume guy. 1-800-636-1067. I'm just going to give you a couple other options. And I'm going to put this up as our Junkies poll of the day. Should Alec Pierce be their top target at wide receiver via free agency? Juwan Jennings of the 49ers is a free agent.
Kind of
now,
intrigued by him, too.
In 2024...
What's his age?
I think he's 28.
All right.
Yeah.
28 or 29.
In 2024, he had his best season. Last season was not his best.
He had some injuries.
Jennings still led the 49ers in receiving touchdowns and was targeted 90 times, had 55 catches for only 643 yards.
So he
Yeah,
averages like 10 yards a catch.
He's not a deep threat. He's
Now
not a
in
deep
guy.
No.
2024, he had 975 yards, so he almost hit 1,000. All right, another option is you just run it back with Debo.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Another option would be Mike Evans, older guy, but he's had 11 straight 1,000-yard
Color me
seasons.
intrigued by Mike Evans. If I could sneak out 2 effective years, I'd be
Just
intrigued.
the age and the injury history. Even though he hasn't missed a ton of games, he misses chunks of games because he always has a hamstring injury.
Right.
To one degree or another. So I'd be worried a bit about that.
I think there's a step down after the guys I've named, but I'll give you a couple more. 1-800-636-1067. We know the Commanders need another wide receiver to play alongside Terry McLaurin as a number 2. You can be fine on, Jalen Lane and McCaffrey, but those are more depth guys.
Yeah.
They need a number 2. The Seahawks had Rashid Shaheed.
He's
Kind of intrigued by him, too.
He's a speedster.
He's a deep threat, kind of along the same lines as Alec Pierce. Probably faster.
Yeah.
Not utilized as much as a receiver with the Seahawks.
More of a kickoff returner.
He was more of a special teams guy and kind of minored in wide receiving. But with a bigger role and more targets, probably could do a lot of damage.
I don't know what to expect from the fact that he can run is intriguing, but he had 15 catches.
Yeah.
And he was banged up.
Here's an intriguing name. Now, I don't love him because he's more of a short yardage threat than anything, but he's been uber productive from a division rival, so you make the Giants worse. What do you think about Wandale Robinson?
I like him.
That was the next name I was going to bring up.
I like Wandale.
He's been targeted 140 times each of the last 2 seasons. Now, part of that's the function of short passing game. he plays in the slot a lot instead of outside. But he's got 93 and 92 catches over the last 2 years.
Yeah. He is productive.
He is a productive. Now, he's a smaller guy.
No, he's tiny.
Like 5'8".
He's tiny.
But he's a playmaker. Not a big touchdown guy. Only 9 touchdowns.
Probably
in
wouldn't
4
cost you a
seasons.
ton of money, although he put up some really good numbers.
I think he's going to make a little more than people think.
Yeah.
How about, can I give a third or fourth or
Sure.
fifth option? Brandon Aiyuk and draft a receiver in the first round.
No, it's just risky.
Why?
I mean,
you
you're not
don't like if I sign Brandon Aiyuk to a team-friendly deal,
Yeah.
and then I draft Carnell Tate, and then I use my free agency money to bolster
All right,
the
here's my
defense.
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need you
You
to
don't
look
like
in,
that trio?
I need you to look in your
Well,
crystal
look,
ball.
Carnell Tate could end up being your number one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Is Jaden Daniels going to be a calming, steadying influence on Brandon Aiyuk? Or are we getting the Brandon Aiyuk who's speeding past Levi's Stadium, wouldn't stay in contact with the brass, with the 49ers?
I have no way of knowing, but I would assume so. I would assume that Jaden's vouching for his character and everything, and yeah, Jaden's going to kind of put his
I'll be
reputation on the
honest,
line.
if I'm Jaden Daniels, I don't know if I'm going to be rushing to vouch for Brandon Ayuk's character.
Seems like he has been, like, just via social media.
Okay, I mean,
Well, Adam Peters is going to know exactly what he's getting in Brandon Aiyuk.
Yeah,
So you got to trust him.
right. I'm just saying, I
I-
think that is an intriguing combo.
I could be
Potentially.
sold on
I
it, but
could
I
be-
have
I would- I
issues
think I'd
with
rather-
his
There's a lot of-
maturity.
Yeah.
His
Okay,
maturity
well,
issues
the
are
injury.
problematic.
A lot of
And
guys
the
are
injury,
immature.
yeah.
I think, Cakes, you're selling me on Wandale. Because when I did that stick to the model thing,
Yep.
I went with Alec Pierce. But looking at those numbers that Zach Kruger put out and looking at his total production, I want a guy who gets me over 50 catches.
Well,
And Wandale's still pretty young. And some people are speculating this could be Terry's last season. Now, a few weeks back when we were talking about how to approach the draft and free agency, I was for drafting a wide receiver high because I'm looking at drafting a number one wide receiver who's young.
right.
Because right now their number one receiver is not young.
Yeah, so if you draft...
And I don't know if Alec Pierce can be a future number one. It doesn't sound like
I don't
it.
think he's a number one. He is not.
And I don't know that Wandale Robinson is. So, I mean, I think I still would prefer drafting the future number one. And I know we all are smitten with Jeremiah Love.
Well, that's why I think you zig and you go Carnell
Maybe,
Tate.
yeah, maybe I
go
draft
Tate.
the wide receiver and I stay away in free agency. That might be my play as GM JP.
I would do a lower priced free agent receiver, not top of the market, like an Ayuk. Or maybe Jawan Jennings. I don't know.
I'm falling out of love because of some analytics on Alec Pierce.
Yeah, well, it's understandable.
Well, I don't, just because of the fact that he struggled to get open last year.
It's kind of an important thing.
Well, I know, but you can find ways to get guys open. Offensive coordinators can find ways to get your receivers open. It's not like every receiver out there runs a 4-3.
Right?
Look, he makes big
obviously
plays.
big
2
play
years
guy.
ago,
He's obviously a big
throw
play guy.
his stats 2 years ago out the window. Anthony Richardson was throwing to him.
That's a good point.
He's not a number one, I agree, but he's a good number
He's
two.
a solid number 2.
Now the problem is he's the top free agent on most boards,
Yeah.
so he's probably going to command a lot
He's
of
going
cash.
to be expensive.
So I could see if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a number two like that.
Right.
Right.
But I think you got to throw the numbers out the window because if he's in a pass-happy offense or an offense that is efficient and throwing the ball like they would be here, he's going to put up decent
All right,
numbers.
GM JP is officially moved off Alec Pierce. Cakes has sold me on Wandale,
Yeah,
and I'm
let's go.
drafting a number one wide
So
receiver.
you're drafting Carnell Tate at 7.
potentially.
You're all over the place.
I got
I don't hate that.
I got to scoop up some defenders on free
yeah.
agency.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Because if I'm not going to go defense,
How many times have you said we have to draft an edge rusher at number 7?
I don't know that I've said you have to draft the edge rusher. I said you have to draft a young playmaker,
A
Definitely.
defensive player.
Yeah.
I've kind
Now
of
you're on Carnell Tate.
I've kind of said
Yeah.
that, but you got to surround Jaden with weapons.
I know that's the problem they have. They can't do everything.
I know.
You need multiple first round picks.
I would love to see their list of priorities on the board that they're going through. What do we need?
Well,
What's number one? What's number 2? What's number 3?
They need needs everywhere.
Give me a buzz or a ding.
I think I'd if I'm going to draft an offensive player at 7, if Love's available, I'm taking Love.
Give me a buzz or
Over
ding on these
receiver.
potential wide receiver trade candidates that ESPN has listed. I mean, at the top of the list, A.J. Brown.
Well, I'm interested. Yeah, talk to me.
All right, A.J. Brown's on the list.
Yeah, but what do you have to give up for him?
I mean,
A lot.
probably a second-round pick.
We don't really have much. Yeah.
I'm not giving up a first-round pick for A.J. Brown.
Well, they don't have
Second-round pick, I
they
might
don't
be
have.
talking.
Do they have a second round pick?
No,
they don't have
not
one.
this year.
Future second-round pick.
Oh, they're not taking a future. No chance the Eagles are taking a future
Now,
second
I don't know
round pick.
that I'd be interested in this guy because
I
he's
would
already,
mortgage a future. I don't care.
he's already fallen out of favor in Buffalo. Keon Coleman.
Oh,
Probably out on him.
he's terrible.
Don't get too sized.
Quentin Johnston from the L.A. Chargers. He came out of the gates hot this
aight.
past year, and then he kind of faded.
Seems like he's hurt a lot.
He's kind of a big hit or miss guy. This next guy I have no interest in. Xavier Legette from the Panthers.
No.
Thanks. I'm out on him. DJ Moore also on this list. He a Terp.
I like DJ.
You might be able to get him for a low price.
I mean, if they want to
Seems-
feature Rome Odunze more and Luther Burden, who came on late, DJ Moore, maybe he could be had. Homecoming for DJ Moore back
All
in the DMV.
He's a little older though.
Yeah, he's 28.
That's not bad. 28's
That's
good.
not bad.
28's good. He's a little. He's on a smaller side though, right?
DJ Moore's like 6 feet tall,
is
6'1",
he?
maybe.
Oh,
not too
okay.
tall. Yeah, he's
Oh,
not too
okay.
tall.
Bigger than
They
I
also
thought.
have Jalen Waddle on this list. Now that's a name that gets it stirring. But
Why would they
he's
trade
also
him?
injury prone.
Yeah.
Because I think Miami's just doing a complete. They're just
Reset.
taking the TNT to the
Yeah,
whole
Waddle.
thing. And
If
blowing it
Waddle's
up.
healthy, I'd loved him.
It'd be great.
But
a
I just
perfect number
I just
two
like Pierce
wideout.
because he's young and he goes deep.
Right. And he makes big
And
plays.
JD can get it to him.
Yes.
You don't seem that sized for Alec
about-
Pierce.
What about
I mean, if they did, I'd be,
Romeo Dobbs?
I like Dobbs.
His guardian cap.
he's
His
already.
guardian cap. Yeah, he can wear a burgundy and gold guardian cap with a W on it.
Yeah.
He's going to get a big fat deal too. He's going to get paid.
So should we throw that out to the callers? Who do you want at receiver?
Your top target, either
Your top
free
target,
agent or
it could
to
be
the
draft, or it could be it could be Carnell Tate, it could be Jordan Tyson if he's there.
See, I like the idea of getting Aiyuk on the cheap
I know you
and
do.
then adding to it in the draft, and now you're loaded. Now you're loaded at receiver.
So you've got to take one of the top 2 receivers at 7.
yes,
I did put this up as our Junkies poll of the day, sponsored by Surfside. Use the code JUNKS at store.statesidevodka.com. You get 25% off select merchandise. That means t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Use that code JUNKS at store.statesidevodka.com. We started talking about Alec Pierce. So the question is, should Alec Pierce, the Indianapolis Colts wide receiver, be their first choice to sign at wide receiver via free agency? You can vote at Junks Radio or give us a call at 1-800-636-1067. And if he's not your first choice, who is? We'll take your calls next here on the Junkies.